done a good job.
The fact that they were nominated by Bob Lowe, so.
Be careful there. It's interesting, Inductive Automation was a member of CSIA back, I don't know, soon after they went into business. It was a number of years ago. And then they faded away. They dropped their membership for a few years. And then, let me just say, they came back with a passion. They supported CSIA in general in many different ways, but they also helped me in my initiatives. And Don Pearson is the main driver and is assisted by Chris Duty and Doug Dudley. And their most significant contributions I'd like to mention is they were a platinum sponsor of the conference last year. This year they're a diamond sponsor, and that is the highest level. And as Steve said, you'll find their name everywhere, and that's appropriate considering the sponsorship level, and we really, really appreciate that, Don. He helped CSIA, and his staff helped us develop the best practice for the new partner member technical webinars. We endeavored into doing technical webinars for the first time this past fall. I think the first was in October, and they really, really helped us in developing that best practice, and it's only been slightly tweaked since then, so it was a great product. And then they hosted the first technical webinar as well. And when Don found out that I was in need of end-user clients to be on stage with Craig Resnick for our opening presentation, after Alan and Nick yesterday morning, he stepped up to the plate and he said, I think I can help find you some people. And he found me Dominique, but before that, he found a guy from the energy industry, and then the guy said yes, but then his legal department said no. So check that one off, he was gone. And then he found me a guy from Chobani Yogurt, and he said yes, and then that gentleman's boss got sick, and he had to step into his boss's position. He had to drop out because he wasn't allowed to travel anymore. So it's like, geez, what do we do? So then he found me Dominique. So I don't know who would have been on stage with Craig today if it weren't for Don. So we greatly appreciated what you did for me personally. And lastly, he recruited some other suppliers who are now partner members of CSIA. So Don, you've been awesome, and the team behind you, and we appreciate it, and I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Well, first off, just a couple of things. We really, as Bob said, we were sort of here a little bit a number of years ago, and then we sort of came back with vengeance. I think I'd just like to say two reasons, because they came real clear this year, of why we came back with a vengeance. Because we don't like to waste time or money. There's not extra amounts of that running around. But there were two reasons, and I heard him talk about this week more than once, that there were like double purpose for being here. One is 50% that maybe is the networking, the 1 for 10, share one thing, get 10 back. We really think that that mission and that approach is very, very smart. And so even Eduardo, you said this during the international reception a couple nights ago, where you said there's a real family atmosphere here at CSIA. And there is a level of sharing in a world that's full of incredible amounts of, as Steve said, very competitive people in very competitive environments. We live in that environment too. So that's one reason we realized that we wanted to be part of that. There's also a little bit of a self-serving component to that, which is that inductive automation goes to market to integrators. You're it for us. That means you're pretty important because you're the face of the customer, and we can do lots of things to transfer knowledge globally with Inductive University or training or all the things we do as a company to help you understand what we do and the technology and the solution. But we are not the face to the customer, that's you. So if we end up in a situation, I was sitting in the class in one of the sessions today called, what is it, Lessons from a Hot Stove. And I thought, my God, we could be up there. We could so be up there. All the mistakes we made, amazing numbers. One particular one was we start taking on integrators, and we want to train them. They don't all commit to training. If a project goes bad, and we had this happen, and we're a younger company, and the integrator bids a fixed bid, and they're halfway through it, and the high-profile end user wants somebody's throat. We heard these stories today, at least I heard several of them, and so it starts going south. We sat in our office, and it was happening, but what are we going to do? No matter what we say about the integrator doing that bid and running a business a certain way, we don't control that. Whose brand is going to be tarnished if this deal goes down wrong? So we buckled up, put hundreds of hours of unpaid work into making that end user right on that deal. And at the end of the day, it was the only way we could consider operating. So when I think of CSIA, not just to toot your horn, it's like, if we want integrators to work with, I'd like if they were CSIA certified and knew how to run a darn business. That would be really good. It really is true because, yeah, you can be technically competent, but if you don't know how to hire people, if you don't know how to do a contract, if you don't know how to bid a business, you don't know how to manage a project, you're in trouble. And if you're selling our product, we're in big trouble too. So it really is a partnership, and it really is. So when I think of CSIA and I think of our organization and the great team with Inductive Automation, I want you to know we really appreciate this, and our commitment is that we just want to be part of the solution. The better businesses, the people who are certified, the people who are aspiring to be certified among the membership, we consider that that's who you want to partner with for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That 15-year term that your keynote speaker talked about, we're very interested in the next 15 years being really good. So to have the chance to be part of this organization, sincerely, thanks a lot, and thanks for the award.